Hello. You are right on time. You could not be more on time. That's impressive. How are you doing? I haven't had time to tweet anything out yet. Are you drawing? We'll see. We'll see exactly what we're drawing. I might just noodle around. See what feels good. First, just gotta let people know that this is happening. Okay, actually get my tablet on my desk. Hello. Everyone's here. Desired's here. Explo is here. Happy Saturday. Every other day that I've streamed, I've drawn it at least a bit before starting. But I have not yet today. Are we wheel spinning or just sketching? I don't really know. Really, I just wanted to make sure that I streamed just because I want to get used to doing it. So I guess I'll probably wheel spin, just for the ease of it, but just wanted to make sure I came online a little bit, at least for a little bit today, because it's good to keep on getting the reps in. And we gotta keep our Pokedoku streak up, so... Want to do wheel spins and something else? We could. Maybe I'll start just by doing a little fun reaction, just because I haven't drawn today. I've sort of got a focus for what I want to do right now. An extension of yesterday and the whole idea with the wheel and everything, as I've been talking about on stream, is I want to get more comfortable drawing characters and doing fan art and consistent stylization. So that's still the goal, but I want to make sure that I'm putting life and like some sort of story or emotion or whatever, even if it's just a little bit in all my drawings, just so they're not flat, you know? I'd rather them not just sort of be action figures that just sort of are waiting for story to be applied to them. I'd rather them have something going on for themselves, just inherently. So I don't know what that looks like, but I just want to make them look like they're real, even if they're cartoons. Which also, include something that I feel like I've been lacking on a bit, is keeping in mind like three-dimensionality. You know, which makes characters actually look believable. It's been so long since I started streaming again at the start of July, and then missed the majority of July. So, I immediately lost my train of thought. Yeah, I started streaming in July, doing some OC stuff, and then immediately stopped because I was busy for the entire month. So, you guys haven't heard me talk about Drill and Funnery in a bit, but the stuff with her design, like last time when I was drawing, started doing this more. This thing with the eyes, because she's kind of just chill. But the more I tried drawing her like this, the more I think that's a little bit too caricature-y in a way that makes her seem too unbothered, which I don't think she actually is. So I don't think that's the default for her anymore. What is? I don't know. I watched a video by what I think he's called Game Arts. Yeah, that's the thing. She looked stoned as hell. Game Arts is a great channel. He makes videos talking about video game art. And he made one called like The Thing Japanese Artists Agree On. And the video wasn't specifically about, maybe it was, I don't know, but I remember one quote. You should watch the video so you can figure out what it is, because I'm just rambling. But the one thing I remember from it is one of the artists had a quote, or some thing that I'm paraphrasing, that before they design any character, they write a story about that character, and then they have that baseline to reference them off of, so that they actually they have a consistency, because you know the personality before you try to design the visuals of the personality. I think I need to do that more specifically with my characters, because I don't know, Funnery is in my head is not simple enough to be immediately captured just in absent-minded whatever design. I need to actually think about what I want her to be and do and stuff. What a swing. I've thought about trying to do some of my ideas for art videos, like tutorial kind of deals. I thought about trying to do them live, but I realized I've not been doing this long enough, and anytime I try to talk about a concept or something, I find myself being very unsure of what I'm going to say next, and I talk before I think. So I think having a little bit of scripting would help me be more comfortable making sure that I'm saying things that I actually believe are true. I don't think this is any character that I've ever drawn. Let's do a B for the ears. I feel like I'm very familiar with some art. artist that does this for the ears. I can't place what it is right now. This guy looks like a fish. He's giving me fish alien man vibes. It's because the bees are simply too big right now. Look at him. He's like a priest. And this is character design. He's gonna have sort of a tail. Boom. And how about that? Look at that. That's a character. Before he didn't exist. And now here we are. Is it her name? Herman could be? I could see him being a Herman. I think his body needs to be a bit bigger. I'm losing control of my canvas. That's okay. Barlet? Barlet is really good. I don't know what to do with his hands, so you know what? We connect the sleeves. Should he have a nose? Maybe. I think I kind of like that. Maybe a little bit of scale action. Now we're getting somewhere. I added some new songs to the playlist. Did I mention that? This isn't one of them. This is part of the known soundtrack. But there are new ones. I only streamed like 6 times. It's not a bad damn time. In the modern era. Some of them were, but I added straight from I based it on the old ass playlist. But there are new ones since then. So there was an update. We were on an updated playlist for these few streams. And now we're on another version. So basically, I'm exactly on pace. I don't know if anyone talked about how often you should update your playlist on Streamer University, but to be fair, I didn't watch any of it, so I didn't catch much. I figured I had nothing to learn. I'm already one of the greater streamers to ever do it. I've got music, I've got a screen region. I've got no camera. He might. Ludwig might bow down to me. But I'm extremely humble. So I would be flattered but refuse the sentiment. There were some nice moments yesterday when I was drawing where I said, I'm gonna think about, like, I started drawing something and then I erased it. I'm like, I'm gonna actually think about the greater shape before I commit to drawing things. And that was a nice thing to say out loud because it is so something that I don't actually do as much as I know that I should. So I should say things that I know are correct out loud so that I actually do them more often. You have a sealed copy of Guitar Man? I love Guitar Man. Is this Funnery Sister Dundee? It could be Dundee. Dundee from Australia? Whoa. And in this world, Australia's it's kind of got the Mad Max thing going on where it's sort of a wasteland. But that's the only place. Everywhere else is pretty fine. Oh, this is the upload that has 1,000 years of silence at the end of it, isn't it? I can tell because of how it's over and it's been silent for a while and will still be for 30 seconds until I click a button. Let's play one of the new songs they added. Russia's just the opening scene of Demon Slayer. We could really be world building right now by just making just mass ideas of what every region of the world is like at all times. USA is The Purge. What else is new? Dundee moved to Australia willingly and creates Tire Town, the main hub for tires in the wasteland. There's something. There's an idea. And there's sort of like the Mad Max Wasteland aesthetic, but everyone still kind of just acts normal. It's like not actually that big a deal. Everyone sort of gets along. They know the stakes are high, so figure it's easier just to be nice to each other. Yeah, so this is a pretty good idea. I have a friend from Saudi Arabia and he hates the sun. Me and the sun are cool, personally. I prefer it when it's sunny out because I like it when it's bright out. It makes me feel better. But I don't love being out in the sun all the time. Don't love to sweat. Like when the sun is out, but do not like the heat? Yep, pretty much. I'm definitely a big fan of the the in-between months, the spring and fall. Spring is my favorite. I love spring. Fall is pretty cool too. But I think I enjoy when the weather is getting warmer more than I enjoy when it's getting colder. It's like the same temperatures when they're meeting in the middle, in that like 50-60 degree area. But I like the warm up better than the cool down. Maybe it's just also because in the spring days are getting longer instead of shorter. But either way, that's my favorite temperature. I'm from Brazil though, so me and the sun are cool. We have sandy beaches and 2-meter tall waves. Lifeguards will reprimand if you're too brave though. That sounds awesome. I've not been to the beach in a minute. Yes, man, sigh when it gets to the summer solstice. Oh yeah. Definitely, I'm not a winter guy. I am decidedly, I get bummed out when it's dark outside all the time. I don't love the snow. I definitely like the long days. So, after this, when it starts cranking down, it's all right for a while. September's a great month here. October's a great month here. Over in the American Midwest, but eventually you get to some bummer months. For me, I got some winter people in my family, so I know that they're out there, but not me. Yeah, 50 to 60 degree weather is big Fahrenheit energy. Big America energy. I saw snow for the first time in my life. It was magical and amazing for 2 days and no longer. Snow can be very nice when you don't have to, like, deal with it. But then you do. But then, eventually snow gets to a point where it's just like, oh, if I want to go outside, I have to, like, dig my car out of the snow. And then when I drive, I have to drive 3 miles per hour, and it takes me 5 times as long to get anywhere. And you have to bundle up, and it's just a hassle. Winter can just be kind of a hassle. And it's not even like hassle annoying. It's hassle just dangerous. Did see a lady pulling their baby on a wooden sled, so it's not all bad. That, honestly, I prefer that sort of locomotion in the snow more than driving. Terrified getting out of your current parking lot? Yeah, do you just have... I actually don't really know where the area that you work. Do you just have to make like a right turn or a left turn on a busy street, or... I assume you just don't have a light. Flamethrower could help. I don't know if you've considered flamethrower and passed up on it, but I would look into it. No, the actual parking lot that all of our buildings share is super uneven concrete and dirt, so it's really easy to get your car stuck. Oh. Oh, like your home. Oh. Neko, how are you doing? Good to see you. Just kind of drawing whatever right now. I'm doing pretty good. Just chilling. Just chilling on a Saturday. Talking about the weather. What's your preferred temperature? Heard that in America, if you don't use the car for a week, you get sent to car jail. They do make it real difficult to not have a car here. It feels basically impossible not to own a car sometimes. Fall temperature, winter is second, hate the heat. I can stand the heat, but definitely I'm spring first, fall second. So either way, I like it when we're in the middle ground between extremes. Spring is definitely the favorite though. Because in winter I'm bummed out, and then spring, the sun comes back, and I'm like, oh my god. I believe in love again. I believe in the potential that I have. Anything is possible. The sun is out. And that's what I think every year. I'm trying to find the room temperature room. Specifically the one from Community in the air conditioning repair school. Hello, Trio. In the fall, I get to wear my drippy clothes I can't wear in the heat. That's big. Being able to layer, you have so many more options. That's also what I like about the American Midwest, is because there's, I don't know, because we're not in a place that's like always hot or always cold. I feel like when it is like 50, 60 degrees, that if you're in like the South or Southwest or whatever, that feels really cold. But if you have really cold winters like we do here, then 50, 60 degrees is a temperature where you can wear a light hoodie, you can wear something a bit heavier, you can wear shorts or jeans or whatever. I think we're acclimated for that specific point where we're suddenly allowed to do anything that we want. And that's the best part about living in the Midwest. That we've got the infrastructure to do whatever. Cold is so much more manageable, is my point. Yeah, it absolutely is. It's way easier to warm yourself up than it is to cool yourself off. Luckily, where my computer is, and this is where I work from home. I have it set up in my basement, which stays very cool the whole year around, which is nice. But then my actual room is upstairs, and it gets so hot. It gets really hot. I fuck it out where my fall clothes in areas that are well, or too ventilated. I like a hoodie, and I do kind of try to force it sometimes. I also think UF has basements. Yeah, I've never seen a basement my whole life. Yeah, that's a big cultural difference. I've been in a number of basements. Basements are, I don't even blink at a basement. That's nice. My basement's finished, so it just sort of looks like a house. Even the last place I lived, my room, it wasn't really a basement, but it was halfway underground. So it did keep decently cool, which is nice, because it was still kind of underground. The brutal thing is that during the summer, my yard was right next to the window. The yard was at eye level, and there were so many crickets, and they were so loud, and there was nothing you could do about them. And it was brutal. It was truly brutal. I heard that in colder places, houses are built to retain heat. In Brazil, houses aren't built to cool, so inside it's cooler than outside. Yeah, houses are definitely constructed very differently in different places. I mean, even in America, like a while back, there was cold weather that was hitting Texas really hard, and it was destroying Texas. It was like people were dying. Their houses just weren't built for it. Their houses are falling apart. And its temperature, it's like so much. In Michigan, it'd be like a kind of whatever, very normal winter weather. But we have the infrastructure to deal with it. They just were woefully unprepared. So it was really devastating. Yeah, weather's changing quite a bit over here, and I got to imagine in a few other places too. Like where I grew up is suddenly like a tornado hotspot, which is scary. I think I have vague memories when I was very young of a tornado in or around the area I live in. And now in the last couple of years, there have been, I don't even know how many. There's like tornadoes are common now. Last year, I lost power in my house, and my entire neighborhood lost power for like a week and a half. It's really scary, honestly. I don't love it. Do I prefer jackets or hoodies? I'm definitely a hoodie wielder. I remember when I first heard there are tornadoes in the US, you gotta understand it sounds so made up. Dude, growing up in America and realizing that tornadoes just don't really happen other places, I was like, what the hell? Tornadoes are common in like one place in the entire world. I'm sure they happen other places, but oh my god. I just assumed they're just a thing everywhere. True, the Wizard of Oz is just normal. Everyone in the US has experienced exactly what Dorothy went through. At least once. Tornadoes only happen in America? I don't think they only happen in America. But, like, I think they're... I don't think that makes any sense. I think tornadoes are, like... Again, I don't know. But I assume they've happened in lots of places. But, from what I understand, like, the US's Tornado Valley or whatever is, like, the only tornado hotspot in the entire world. Again, I want to reiterate so many times, I don't know what I'm talking about. Never trust your streamer, unless it's me, because I'm so honest. Deadass, I wouldn't believe tornadoes hit America unless I was shown it. I've experienced more hurricanes than tornadoes. That's why location matters. Yeah, hurricanes, I've never experienced a hurricane. I live by the Great Lakes, but not an ocean, which I think helps me out. In that case, I think there's been like one actual memorable earthquake in my lifetime, and I was too young to remember it. And then for most of my life, tornadoes were not a thing. But there are the tornado that came across here a year, I think 2 years ago now. there are still places when I drive around town where, like, trees are, like, there are bits of forest that are just torn apart, or, we had a few buildings get destroyed. We had the roof torn off of our big FedEx shipping, whatever you call it. I can't think of the name right now. Desired her back. We're talking about tornadoes now. But yes, I'm glad you like her. Honestly, this is exactly what I needed for stream right now. Is just absent-minded conversation while I draw without worrying about the pace that I'm drawing at all. Or just sort of making up a character, and I'm not talking about her at all. They also have an Australian and New Zealand. I blame the British. I do think it would make sense if it was sort of a British curse. Yeah, I could believe it. Where I live in Brazil, we don't get earthquakes or tornadoes or snowstorms. It's currently winter and it's sunny out, and there's European tourists buying our stuff. Huh. Yeah, we have... Where I live, we have probably an extremely small amount of the year is ever just, like, generally warm and nice out. Hey, there's probably a span of a couple of weeks at the end of spring, start of summer. There's probably a tiny bit of time where it's just nice out and it's not way too hot or having weather that will kill you. I bet there's a tiny little bit of time in there. Is she in the Drell plus Funnery universe? Well, our friend Tony Garbage in the chat said that her name is Dundee and she's Funnery's sister and she lives in Australia. So, as far as I'm concerned, that is canon at this point. We also talked about how Australia is sort of like a Mad Max wasteland, except everyone still acts normal. Oh yeah, Dundee's the owner of Tire Town, is what we came to. Surprised there's no Pokemon game based off Australia. That's a good shout. That would make sense. Oh, you were here for Dundee. Yeah, kinda. I mean, it's not this. This is the only other guy we've had so far. But yeah, whoever this is, I just kind of was warming up and have ended up only drawing her. So yeah, you're caught up. Does she listen to the Avalanches? She might. It's hard for me to say because I unfortunately do not. No. But she might. Got that Patrick Star drip? Hell yeah. So we were talking about weather and hoodies at some point and beaches. I did immediately, just the thought that came to my head is I wanted to draw someone who was wearing a hoodie to the beach. So that's how we ended up here. Oh, what to do with this arm? I need to cover stuff up. That's always hard for me to go through with overlapping things, even though it makes your art feel way more realized when things are overlapping and you're not just spreading all the parts out so they never touch. Do you think about what type of music your characters listen to? Maybe not a specific artist, but genre? I've thought a little bit. Like there are some songs that that make me think of certain characters. Specifically, there are some songs just about the whole world that I want to create that I get a lot of inspiration from They Might Be Giants' Flood. I love when neither Twitter or YouTube notify me when you go live. It really makes me happy. It's so fun. Well, I'm glad that you find a way, however you do. I'm planning on doing this until it's often enough that it becomes a thing that I do. Does that make sense? Because right now it's just like, I don't think I've streamed enough to like be a art streamer. I'm just a guy who's currently streaming art. But if I do it enough times, then I'm a streamer. But really, I want to do a lot more YouTube stuff. You mean schedule? That's a good word for it. That's a pretty good word for it. That's why I keep you guys around. But I've got ideas for this stream, and I've got videos I want to make for YouTube. And then who knows? I've been thinking about bringing back, if you guys have been around, I know a couple of you were around for old school R2AC streams, but for a little bit I was doing a thing called R2AC Arena, which was a fighting game, online fighting game tournaments, because I love fighting games, if you don't know that. And I've been thinking about doing that again. I would love to do tournaments for Avatar Legends when it gets spectating. It'll be easier for me to do that. Definitely want to mainly stick to art, but it would be fun to bring back the tournaments again. I assume you're like a champion internet artist, actually. There's so many EWACs on Pinterest for study. That is so flattering to me. Thank you. Yeah, some people get annoyed when they see their own stuff on Pinterest. And I get it, because stuff like, there are times where I find art that I like on Pinterest and I want to find who the original artist is, and it is impossible to track it down. Because crediting is not very good on here a lot of the time and all this stuff. But honestly, I think it's kind of flattering. And maybe that's just me not caring enough about my intellectual property. But I don't know. I think it's nice. I think I use Pinterest to find reference for other artists. So, I don't know. I think it's nice that people can find my stuff on there. Even if they don't know it's me. I at least hope it helps. Whatever happened to that brown-haired girl with glasses? Oh, Dylan. She was the mascot for a good amount of time. And honestly, I just don't... I'm not good at keeping up with my original characters. I never have been. And right now, the ideas I have don't involve her anymore. I'll probably put her in my stuff as either a background character or find a way to... I don't know. I like bringing them back as old references. And yeah, long story short, Dylan did fall down the stairs. So, we can hope she makes a full recovery someday, but at the moment, she's still recovering. It was actually Pinterest that made you follow me on Twitter. See that? I think that's nice. Especially if on the Pinterest thing, you can click on it and it links back to me. That, I don't know, that's nice. That's good discoverability. I see a lot of my own stuff on Pinterest. And it makes me want to post more again. Because I kind of stopped posting regularly last year. I'm working on finding ways to start posting again. Do I save them? Sometimes I do. Sometimes if it's something I really like, I save it. Because I like looking back on my my own art. I think it's helpful to look back on things that I liked and try to figure out how I might want to go forward with it. I was liking a lot of Street Fighter art on Twitter during the first art contest and randomly got your Street Fighter character a day. Life hasn't been the same since. Street Fighter character today was legendary. I think that's where a lot of people found me. Back in the day, I did a drawing. I drew Sakura from Street Fighter 100 times. And I had like 1,000, 2,000 followers, and then I drew Sakura 100 times. I got to like 10K on Twitter. So that was like the first time I really blew up a bit. So the question for me is really, when will I just decide to do another drawing challenge so that I can get bigger? And it might be sooner than you think, especially because yesterday I was saying I might do one. I remember that. My favorite one was Sakura with the sword. That was a good looking sword. I'm glad you still remember that. I remember it. Drawing challenge, make a skin mod for Azula that turns her into Sakura, and get it behind your Patreon and become rich. Now there's a challenge. And by that I mean that there is something that would be overwhelmingly challenging for me to pull off. Do I like FAWTD. Do I? Searching for a world that doesn't exist, a popular narrative-driven Minecraft alternate reality game. I'm not familiar with it. Oh, okay, wait. I've seen this thumbnail. I've not watched the video yet. But it's definitely something I could see myself watching. It's like an ARG. That sounds pretty cool. It's a very eye-catching thumbnail. Look at that. Now I've drawn something. How do you feel about drawing objects or weapons? I struggle with that. It's not my strong suit. I haven't done it enough. I want the first genre of objects that I need to specifically spend some time working on is clothing, which I've been trying to think about how to do clothing better, and it's something I have more practice in. But props in general are pretty tricky, because I need to get the reps in with them. Generally speaking, though, I do try to get to a point where I can have a decent standpoint on where to draw anything, just by trying to get better at manipulating these three-dimensional shapes in a 3D space. Because if I can do this, I mean, if you can get good at just like recognizing shapes and figuring out how to move them mentally, then I mean that's the baseline to draw anything that exists. So like if I wanted to draw a sword, it's just you have a thing, you have a cylinder, you get a rectangle at the end, you have the sword, the blade. I chose to draw at an insane angle that I don't actually know what I'm doing with, but you know, I'm trying to get to a better point where I have enough grasp of three-dimensional shape that I can conjure up anything from memory. Perspective and backgrounds is also something that I have been working on more, especially because I want to do comic work. So backgrounds are a thing that I'm actively working on, and I'll try to do some pieces that can help show off the stuff that I've been doing. You know, I've been working on perspective fundamentals, you know, stuff like vanishing points, where you got a thing, you got your horizon line, and you've got a vanishing point here, and you've got a vanishing point here, and you get a box, and then you can put the box in perspective by taking it to the vanishing point. And you go boom. And you got a box. It's like, what? That box is awesome. And you're like, oh, what if I wanted to do another box? How do I put it in perspective with the other one? Well, guess what? Vanishing points. And you bring it in. You do the vanishing point thing. And now you know literally everything about 2-point perspective. Wow. Isn't this amazing? What we've achieved here today? Alright, well, what do you guys think I should do? You think I'd be down to draw another thing of her, just for fun. I'd be down to draw a Funry or Drell. I'd be down to spin the wheel, draw a random character there. What are we stinking? You played Skate Story. When I look at how you dress your characters, that's all I think about. No, I have not. Skate Story. Should I be playing Skate Story? Try Dylan in the Family Guy pose. Either Funry or Dundee, honestly. I remember the first time I did a free-handed 3-point perspective after doing years of studying, it felt powerful. When studying pays off and you do the whole thing, I mean, it feels sick. There's a reason that fundamentals are good to practice. That's one video that I'm thinking about doing. It's just like spending a month recording myself doing like the real basic fundamental work of like drawing the, you know, the thing where you got all the boxes and you draw them from every single possible perspective. And you do the thing. You draw like a billion boxes and you draw the billion boxes a billion times, and then you figure out how to do the skull and you put the skull in the box and then all that stuff. I've been thinking about doing a video that's like, I spent a month drawing boxes and how much did it really help me? Which feels like a very YouTuber-y video to do. That would also be good for me because it would just be me doing studying that I should do. And also it might be interesting. And I think it's natural for cartoonists, especially cartoonists who are starting out, especially cartoonists who are like me, to think like, when you're learning, it's like, oh, I can skip some of this fundamental stuff because I'm just doing cartoons. But then you get deep enough in and you realize, oh man, drawing cartoons is actually a thing that demands you have the most fundamental skill so that you actually know how to manipulate anatomy into making something that doesn't look real but still looks believable. Been struggling with character design, and I think Dundee's hair just saved you. Oh yeah. Alright. We had a few different answers of what to do next, but I think it seems like I think it would be fun just to draw Dundee again because she's here. You know, Dundee. So what should I guess I could draw her managing Tire Town, because I mean that we've established that is the thing that she does. So we got to think about what people wear in Tire Town. It's Mad Max aesthetic. Draw in coveralls. It's a great idea. Frankly, you've done it. I think I gotta draw her like holding a clipboard or something. I'm biased towards coveralls, but whatever. I don't know if I've drawn a character in coveralls in any notable way. sure it's something I've technically done before. Yeah, we'll start from a coverall standpoint and figure out a way to make it Tire Town. Which shouldn't be too hard, because Tire Town doesn't exist and we can do whatever we want with it. So I guess the idea is, what is the aesthetic of Tire Town? That's all we have to figure out. We can make it all up from there. I know I want her to have like a clipboard. I just want to hold a clipboard. He's not writing on it right now, so it doesn't have to be super supported. Mad Max mechanic vibe. I know nothing about Mad Max. I love Mad Max. Mad Max, there's a lot of stuff going on. It's real messy. And we're putting a hand on the hip. I haven't drawn a hand on a hip this entire stream yet. So I'm owed it. I'm owed at least one hand on hip every stream. Where is it based off? Or if it's not based on anything, what's the vibe? The idea so far of Tire Town is that it's in Australia in a fictional world that is the world that is here. The world, it's kind of like a science fantasy vibe, but it's also our world, but it just has sort of whatever dumb cartoon elements that I want it to have. But this version of Australia is like a Mad Max wasteland. But really we can just spoof Mad Max for the most part to figure out the vibe. Yeah, Scott Pilgrim. If you look deep enough in anything I do, you can see I'm just trying to be Brian O'Malley, doing Brian O'Malley things. I'm just checking that arm for a second. Alright, I just need basic ideas of how her legs are set up. And then I'm just gonna drop down the old rectangles because coveralls is the place that we're starting from. And we're gonna trick out the coveralls. Again, just want to say hi for a moment. So I'll take my leave now. Well, it was great talking with you. You gave us even more than just a moment of saying hi. And I appreciate that. Hope to see you again. What's your favorite instrument to have a solo? I definitely like a horn. A saxophone is a classic, which will never get old. I love a trumpet. Love a trumpet solo. I don't know. You know what? Actually, let's new call that. I think this body's a little tiny. Is it? Yeah. Yeah. I like the piano solo in this song, that's why I brought it up. I assumed it probably had something to do with this. Never call the inner voices for this is my game's name. Yeah, that's the tricky thing with the usernames, especially on YouTube sometimes, is I feel like not everyone has just their regular screen name on YouTube. Some people just have regular first name, last name on YouTube. More than other platforms. I think we need straight leg here. And this one comes out a bit. Yo! Anika Marie Bando Kilo. Which I'm sure is exactly right. You love it? Thank you. This is Dundee. She was named by the stream. Sir Artsy, last name Ewek. That's what they say. It's my God-given name. The old governor name. Can you subscribe? Of course you can subscribe. I'm gonna be doing some more streams. Trying to make it a regular thing. Maybe even figure out a schedule. And I'm gonna upload some videos. I've been meaning for years to make a video about the main fundamental of art, which is brought on by people often over the years asking me like how to get started with drawing, which feels like an impossible thing to answer because there's an infinite amount of things to do. But and for a while I was like, I don't know, you just gotta draw. Because one of the tricky things about drawing is that when you start drawing, you're just not, if you're trying to get better and you're not just doing it for fun, for the act of creation, you are going to get upset that you can't draw as good as you want to, which is the experience that literally everyone would have. And I think wherever you start, you gotta get over that hump before you do anything. But I'm gonna sneeze. Am I gonna sneeze? It seems like I didn't sneeze. Okay. I didn't. It didn't happen. But nowadays, I have a different answer for if an actual place to start. That I do think you are going to struggle no matter where you start. But you should start with shapes, and shapes are the thing. You gotta start with like the square, the circle, and the triangle. And you start here because you start with shapes so that you can train your eyes, and because the thing you need to do to be able to draw is be able to see like an artist. And I'll go more into it in this video I'm trying to make. But being able to see a head, and instead of trying to draw the full head at the same time, to see the head as shapes and then turn it into other things. And this is why I'm going to try to make a video about it so that I'm not rambling about it live, because I worry I'm not getting my point across well, because I think I've started and stopped talking about it 11 times. So keep an eye out for a video where I talk coherently about it. And in the meantime, we do this. I'm a wordsmith. I do art, but really I was just born to speak. I'll still let myself go on rambles, because I think if I do it enough, then I'll get better at doing it on stream, and then I can, oh my god, even then I couldn't figure it out. If I talk enough, then I'll get better at talking, right? Talking on stream is hard, so I just gotta, like, keep doing it. And maybe I'll be rambly, but you guys don't mind, maybe. You're here. You're here, and you're even allowed to subscribe, so. I will continue to ramble. I'll ramble until I've run out of things to say. What if I try to make a schedule for this coming week where I had like things planned so you guys could know what was coming? Like, we could do another stream with the old wheel. With wait, I need to close these ads. With this bad boy. We could spin on that thing, but then we could also have some dedicated days to do OC stuff. That could be fun. And who knows, maybe I could even stick to a schedule if I made one. I wanted to just do a bunch of stuff with spinning the wheel and drawing characters to practice drawing things on stream in general. But one of the things I'm most excited to do is do work for my little RPG Maker game, which involves all of the little original characters I'd be working on. I want to do a mix of stuff so that I'm getting good practice in doing a variety of things on stream. But I'll probably try to do like something actually dedicated to the game thing. Do I still take commissions? I do. I haven't posted about it in a while because I've had some bigger things that I've been working on. But in general, yeah. Why are you drawing a bald nurse with no legs? It's a good question. At some point, every drawing is a bald nurse with no legs. I'll probably more publicly open commissions again at some point in the near-ish future, but my DMs are always open. If you have an inquiry about that, or you just have a question about art in general, I like helping people. That's another thing. I think I only did it once before I stopped streaming for a long time. But I wanted to do like the RTWAC helpline where people could ask questions about art and I would help them do things. Twitter, Discord, email. You can, I mean, Twitter is easy. Discord, I think my Discord might be on my Twitter. My Discord's easy to find though, it's just EWAC. No numbers or anything. And I've also been known to answer emails, but I think Twitter and Discord are the main ones. Also, if you guys ever have any ideas of things you'd like to see me draw or talk about or whatever on stream, you can always feel free to suggest. I'm making a schedule and doing like more prepared segments of what I'm gonna do. I'll probably try out a bunch of different ideas. I'll probably do something with the wheel, probably do something with the game. Then I also want to do drawing things from memory, streams. Be fun at some point to do like the requests or on the spot commissions or something of that nature. I'll have to think about the different things that I could do. Have I played Marvel Tokon? I've attempted to play Marvel Tokon. Fortunately, it's not... I do not have a PlayStation, and it's not playing very nice with my PC. Which I think maybe 1 or 2 people have had that problem. I would like to play Marvel Tokon, but I'll wait. I'll wait a bit. Not fond of our personal computer technology, no. At least I'm on a Windows computer, so it doesn't hate me the most, but it certainly still doesn't like me. It is a bummer to not be able to play it. I'm not gonna run out and buy a PlayStation to do it, even though I've thought about it every day since launch, but I won't. But my favorite Marvel Comics character is our girl, Illyana Rasputin. So I would like to be playing Magic in a fighting game for the first time. Well, just trust it'll happen someday. Just labbing endlessly the first week or 2 in fighting games really touch online anyway, so it's not bothered you that much. Which I had the option of playing online, though. They'd say they're trying to fix these new issues. Yeah, you can only hope that it'll get better. I bet it will. It's honestly, at this point, it almost feels a lot to expect for a game to launch on PC and to work. But Avatar came out, I'm liking that. I got a lot of time out of Invincible. So it's not like I'm in a fighting game drought. I'm at a place where I can wait for a little bit if I need to. Avatar does work pretty good. I think it's crazy how overblown the sentiment that Avatar launched poorly. Like, yeah, it doesn't have ranked, it doesn't have spectating. I wish it did, but it will, and it works and is fun. So working on PC is the bare minimum. I wish it was. I think it is the bare minimum. It's just not, they just don't get it right a lot of the time. That killed a lot of, I like NRS games a lot, but I got my momentum killed on MK1 by how tough it was on PC at launch. I tell people that Avatar issues only matter if you aren't playing the video game. If you are playing the video game, it fucks. Oh yeah. Tried playing Invincible Versus and dropped after 2 weeks. It definitely did not prove to have a ton of staying power. I'm hoping it has when DLC starts coming out or when the next season of Invincible comes out, people are more hype on it, and it gets at least a little bit of a resurgence. Which I'm sure, when there's more Invincible airing, it's inevitable that it gets a little bit of a resurgence, but it's fun. It's just clearly it was never going to compete with as crazy as the fighting game release market is right now. They fired a lot of people I liked from the team, so my hopes are low that they can fix it in time. Well, yeah. Such is the gaming industry, I suppose. Certainly think whatever happens at the end of the year, Avatar is going to be my champion of the year, and probably of the next little while. Avatar Legends is really special. And I have a lot of faith that it's only going to get better than it is. I think Tokon will probably also only get better. Well, it's an ArcSys game, so it'll probably have, like, the functionality, the performance of the game will get better. And then it'll probably have, like, a really good Season 1, and, like, a really sick Season 2, and then Season 3 will probably do something crazy that makes people talk about how it's the worst game ever made. And then that'll sort of be the cycle until it's dead. And then people will look back on it fondly later. But some might also say that that is the life cycle of every fighting game that's ever been made. Archie-Wack, you've cooked once again. Thank you. It's her. It's Dundee. I've put her in coveralls. Did I put her in other Mad Max stuff? No. I don't know. I think she looks just fine. In just coveralls right now. I'll have to figure out what's going on with Tire Town, but maybe they're just all dressed like mechanics. Maybe Tire Town was like a chain tire shop. It was like a Bel Air, Goodyear type of thing. Tire shop. It's just called a tire shop, right? Why am I struggling with that? It's a chain tire shop, tire store. But then it became a whole thing because there was some sort of apocalypse in our Australia, and then it became a whole thing. Salutation to you too, Choseburger, Choiseburger, Orgor. You know who you are. Got noses. Noses are something that I am often debating stylistically. Some characters I definitely want to have noses. Like if I was drawing like a elf or something, I want them to have a big nose. Big nose so that they can look down it. Other characters, if they've got like a big enough eyes and a round enough face, I feel like you can get away with no nose. Very awesome style, thank you. I try hard to have an awesome style. Anyway, here's an elf. Trapped to eternally mouth breathe. It's like a pug. You optimize a cartoon character for cuteness, and then it sacrifices their ability to actually have a working respiratory system. Like this thing up here, it has no quality of life. What is it supposed to do? What am I doing? Well, we've really created a character today. One that is very similar to Funry, because she is Funry's sister Dundee from Tyre Town, Australia. And this has an extremely high likelihood, despite being something that was made up on the spot, on stream, mostly by chat, extremely likely that this does make it into the RPG Maker game that we're making. So look forward to that. I feel like Funry wouldn't make these faces though. It was a good characterization for what is there. Yeah, I think Dundee seems a little bit more serious, a little bit more no nonsense than Funry is. Alright, and I think Funry in general is going to sort of take a more wide-eyed direction. And I need to spend some real time figuring out what I want her to be. Now condemn yourself to a lifetime of RT-Wank? I'll try to make your stay enjoyable. The least I can do. Now that you are trapped here. This has been pretty fun today. It's like a real absent-minded doodle stream. can kind of do whatever I want. Designed a character. We did that guy first. Remember this guy? Remember this guy from an hour and a half ago? That guy's classic. What was his name? Bogdor? Probably. Something along the lines of Bogdor at the very least. Yeah, Bogdor, exactly. Bartlett or Hermit? Yeah. So like Bogdor. Bogdor the Hermit, I think was his name, probably. I think the drawing on your right is influencing your current drawing a little bit. Oh yeah, it is. Look, it's like the same thing. It's just a tiny bit more effort into making the exact same creature. They're all related. All three of them. They're all sisters. Well, I'm thinking a little bit, so I'm not talking as much, but that's okay. We'll probably wrap in not too long. Like wrap up, not wrap. It'll probably be a little bit longer before I start rapping. But eventually it's bound to happen. Is this Clip Studio? This is Clip Studio. My favorite drawing program. I've used it for so long now. We all want to hear you rap. I know I've been promising the rap stream for a while, and I keep flaking, but it will be worth the wait. It'll be an upcoming event in your eternal imprisonment. That's right. You're never gonna be free until I rap. You're stuck here until then. And, you know, whether that's good or bad, I suppose, is up to you. Up to me a little bit, too. Gotta do good stuff so that you have a good enough time until I eventually set you free with my awesome rap. Will you rap about how the government is corrupt? Yeah, it'll kind of be like when the Dean Pelton was dressed as a payday. If anyone has seen Community, which I like to assume you have. It'll be like that. Seen Community through TikTok videos? I think that's how a lot of people have seen a lot of shows nowadays. I think Community is even good when you watch it as like a show though too. It's one of my favorites. I feel like the peanut bar clip is one that probably goes around on TikTok. You love Community? Hell yeah. I just rewatched Community for, I don't know, I've watched it a lot of times, so I rewatched it again this year, not too long ago. One of my favorites. When it comes to comedies, that and 30 Rock are probably my two favorites. Big old fan. The room temperature episode can lift me up from any mood. We talked about that just earlier on the stream, I think. Or at least someone mentioned the room temperature room, and I assumed it was a Community reference. The entire air conditioning repair school bit is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Look at her go. It's Funry. I feel like sometimes I see a chat bubble pop up on my stream preview thing, and then I don't see it in my actual chat pop up, which feels problematic. I think I saw someone saying something about something bulbous. I don't want to miss any comments about the word bulbous. It could be a ghost. In any situation, trust it. If I've spent any amount of seconds thinking about any situation, ghosts are in the picture. I think ghosts may be the cause of most things that happen to me. So I would not be surprised if I had a haunted chat. That's all I'm gonna say about that. The Haunting of Ewak. It's the next Mike Flanagan Netflix original series. Gonna be pretty good. It's gonna star all the people from all the other shows that he's made. Alright. I think she's distinct enough. The phantom message was the bulbous protuberation is where she keeps her serotonin to make it through the day. If it matters, it does matter. Now I know. I wonder why that didn't show up. Maybe I got filtered. Because protuberation... that word is too hard for me to say, so it censored it for me. Do they look like sisters? I guess. I mean, they're both cartoon girls with big round heads, so why not? I think we've really done something today. I think being draw this girl, and we've really drawn this specific girl better than anyone's ever done it before. I had a ton of fun today. I said it was going to be a short stream, and it kind of was, but it's the same length as all the other streams I've done. Eventually, when I keep on doing this, I'll be able to draw on stream for longer. That'll be exciting. Oh my god, it's almost 11 p.m. where I'm from? Whoa. ADQ Studio, how's it going? Apparently found this, but it's so good. Thank you. I will be back soon. Probably not tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Probably not tomorrow. Definitely Monday. I'll be back on this channel. I'm probably going to try to make a schedule for this week to test out a few things. And see what I like doing. So I'll try to post that on Twitter. And maybe I'll make a community post on YouTube. Does that make sense? If I do YouTube, then I can post things on YouTube. I can do a schedule. But before that, there's another thing that we did yesterday. That seems like a good way to cool down, to chill out at the end of the day for the stream. And that, of course, Pokedoku. Just do a little bit of Pokemon trivia at the end. Before I hop off. Alright, anyway, we've got an electric G-Max Pokemon, G-Max Pikachu. Obviously, the big fat Pikachu is a good one to do. There's also Toxtricity, is a G-Max electric type Pokemon. Other ones, frankly, when in Gen 8, I did not play VGC. I played singles, so I don't know all of the Dynamax stuff going on. But we'll put in Pikachu, because why not? We can put in Big Pikachu. G-Max Bug. G-Max Orbeetle. And a Monotype. Maybe G-Max Machamp could be good. An Electric type from Galar. Well, this is staying in Gen 8. And you know who I like? I like that little guy, Arctozolt. He's cool. A Galarian Bug. I mean, we could just run Orbeetle back, but if we didn't run Orbeetle back, then we'd have to... No, you're Gen 7. Cloisabout's Gen 7, right? Probably. What if I kept the drawing on screen? Just so people know that I drew something today. Galarian Bug. What's a bug that's not Orbeetle? I mean, it could just be Orbeetle. Isn't Blipbug baby Orbeetle? Yeah. Monotype from Galar. I feel like I'm not that good at Gen 8 when it comes to this whole Pokemon thing. But a Galarian Monotype would be, I mean, any of the starters, I guess, right? We'll go Raboot. Electric Ground. This stupid guy. Sandy Shocks. Bug Ground? Isn't what's his name? Shedinja? The previous Shedinja? Isn't that Bug Ground? What's that thing called? Nincada? I think you're Bug Ground. Is that crazy? Why would this come to mind? I feel like it's not Bug Ground. Is it? I guess it is. Why do I know that? Mono Ground, Hippo guy. We're going Hippo. We're going female hippopotamus. Wow, we've done it 2 days in a row. Most common one. Yeah, there's only two. Wormadam, Sandy, and Nincada. Crazy. Centiskorch. I feel like I've put Centiskorch a lot for this. Bug Dottler. I completely forgot the middle evolution for Orbeetle. Snom Classic. There's only a few lines. Oh, there's only two. I named all of them. Alright. Thanks for indulging me and letting me play Pokédoku, guys. Thanks for watching me draw. I'll be back again to draw again soon. If you're curious what I'm doing, pay attention for me to post a schedule that I will do my absolute best to stick to. If you are still here, thank you very much for watching. And here, I have a gift for you. It's a little bear. Goodbye.